Hello, my name is Martin Lendrup and I'll present the article One Byte at a Time, Insights about Meaningful Data for Sustainable Food Consumption Practices, that is based on a study that three colleagues of mine and I carried out during the fall of 2020. The authors of the paper are me, Martin Lendrup, In-Young Chung, Michael Skov and Dimitrios Raptis, all from the Human-Centered Computing Group at the Department of Computer Science at Aalborg University. The motivation for this paper is our current food consumption patterns, which to a large degree are challenging for the sustainability of our planet. Within the sustainable HCI community, food has also played an increasingly important role during the recent years. We argue that there are at least two factors that are contributing to this increased focus on food in sustainable HCI. One is that food consumption and the many processes contributing hereto is seen as a key sustainability problem. Two is that it is becoming possible to collect and to use data related to sustainable food consumption. When that is said, there's been little investigation on the role of food data for the design of technology within the area of sustainability. Also, what data are or can become meaningful for people who want to make sustainably informed choices about their food. We make three main contributions with this paper. First, we present findings on meaningfulness of food data that emerged from individuals who are engaged in sustainability. Second, we discuss how the 6 principles of Yanni Lokissas can cast new insights on food and its sustainability. And third, we offer possible design directions for sustainable HCI utilizing food data. Now I'd like to present 3 overall themes from our related work. For an extensive coverage of the related work, I would invite you to read the full paper. Within sustainable food in HCI, Clear et al. Stressed the importance of learning from sustainably conscious individuals when considering practices of food consumption and when designing technology, herefore. In assisting food shoppers to consider sustainability, Herbeck et al. Present guidelines for technology design, including that assistance systems should cover multiple sustainability dimensions, provide the possibility for personalizations, and give intuitive, understandable visualizations and interactions. In addition, Kalnikate et al. Developed a prototype for a shopping handle that would visualize food data and provide an understanding of sustainability-related aspects of the grocery items to the shopper. Although both researchers and industry have attempted to lessen the burden of living sustainable in regard to food, little research has focused on meaningful data for practicing sustainable food consumption. This is what we set out to get insights on. The participants for the study were 16 individuals who had a large engagement in sustainable food. They each participated in 2 interviews, and in between these, they were asked to use a shopping probe that we provided them with. The first interview revolved around their grocery shopping practices and their view on data and information concerning food sustainability. They were also instructed to use the shopping probe kit that was sent to them via mail. The shopping probe prompted the participants to put stickers on the newly bought grocery items as a way of reflecting on sustainable food data. The second interview was largely based on the participants' experiences with using the probe and focused on what data are and what data are meaningful and how we can inform technology design. Throughout the study, we identified the ways in which the current food data is challenging our understanding of food and its sustainability, which interact with the data accessibility, transparency, provenance, and data cultures. Gaining knowledge about food products was problematized by P8, saying that it is a jungle of information, meaning that there are several of the items I bought that I could not see where I came from, how they were transported, and so on. The transparency is missing. I cannot see how much water is used and where it is produced. And what about transport? The lacking transparency led to the participants spending a vast amount of time searching for information about products to buy in order to practice sustainable food. The lagging transparency revolved mainly around the provenance, as the quote also unfolds. Concerning meaningful data for practicing sustainable food, the participants mentioned that climate footprint, organic production, water usage, welfare, and packaging were especially meaningful. P1 mentioned, I look for where the food, is produced and who produced it. Also, whether or not it is organic. However, it is not easy to grasp the real impacts of food, which P16 highlighted as. Then you can see the country of origin. You know which country the item is from. The thing you cannot see is how many times it has been to different countries in order to be processed and sold. The accessibility of data on transport and processing of food made it a very complex task to act in a sustainable way. By drawing on Lukisa's 6 principles on thinking critically about data, we now seek to provide insights about meaningful data for sustainable food practices. For the first principle, all data are local, we argue that revealing locality in food data has the possibility to make food more transparent and data more meaningful. The second principle, data have complex attachment to place. Our insight point towards that alternative visualizations of provenance of food can accommodate for the distinct ways of practicing sustainable food. Third principle, data are collected from heterogeneous sources. We argue that different data cultures, such as governmental institutions, producers, such as retailers, interest groups, etc., complicate sustainable food practices. The fourth insight relate to data and algorithms are intricately entangled. And here we look into carbon footprint calculations and find that the complexity of these calculations is to a large degree made invisible. For the fifth principle, interfaces recontextualize data. We see a need to incorporate the existing practices into the design of these interfaces. In the full paper, we provide further insights into how this can be done in practice. The sixth and last principle, data are indexes to local knowledge. Our insight point towards the fact that practicing sustainable food entails a combination of available data and one's own accumulated local knowledge. That was all that I had to present for you today. Thank you for your time. Now we have time for questions.